Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Tesla. It is time for another update, and quickly, for any of you who might be new, on the long time frame we have been tracking and we have been focusing mainly on this orange interpretation where we have a wave 1 up here, a wave 2 down, then this is an additional 1-2 setup, and then we would be looking for continuation in the third wave to the upside within this scenario. Now, even here on the long time frame, we could actually have different interpretations where we would really be looking at this movement as a wave 1 up, and this would be the wave 2 down, and this, maybe not this would be the bottom, but maybe here, and then this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that would be developing. So in that case, we won't necessarily get the most bullish interpretation, the strongest wave to follow, but we would still get a pretty decently sized fifth wave to the upside. And depending on how this overall develops, meaning if we follow through the white scenario, this is quite a very likely interpretation. But for now, let's look at what we have at hand. And here we have two scenarios in this second 1-2 setup in orange. And one of them, the white scenario, supposes that, okay, we completed the correction here, we bottomed in the wave 2, and we are now in a larger third wave to the upside, more specifically in the first wave of that third wave. But then there is an alternative scenario here in red that supposes that instead of having a bottom here in the wave 2, it is instead only the wave A, then we have here an overshooting wave B, and a C wave is still to follow to the downside in a 5-wave move that would ideally reach the target, or not the target, the area between the $106 level down to the $25 level to complete this correction in the wave 2. And yes, this wave 2 still has a lot of room for completion, and I would not really worry about anything for this scenario until we would really break the $25 level. Now, we can still track both scenarios without really assuming too much that one or the other is playing still. And in the white scenario, I am looking to develop in this first 5-wave move that would be developing within the third wave in a leading diagonal. And here we would have a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, a third wave up, a fourth wave down, and then the fifth wave would follow. But still, we haven't even completed the wave 3 yet, where we only have the A wave complete, possibly the B wave complete, and we would now be in the C wave to the upside, where again I am looking for a 5-wave move to complete this wave 3, and yeah, the C wave as well. Now, an ideal target for this wave 3 would be at the 138.2% extension of the wave 1. That would be at the $612 level. And then if I were to look for an ideal target for the wave C, assuming that we bottomed here in the wave B within the third wave, would be at the 100% extension, and that would be at the $746 level. Now, we don't necessarily need to focus too much on those targets. They are still not quite within reach, and instead I would focus on this smaller time frame area where we have been dealing with both support here on the lower side for the AB setup here, and as well as the resistance here in red for the 1-2 setup that could develop. Now, both of them are still possible to play out, but right now the white interpretation is winning, at least the larger scenario where, yeah, we are looking for the C wave to the upside to complete. And within this white interpretation, so far we have been looking to complete a 5-wave move to the upside, and it would be within a leading diagonal. But to be honest, it doesn't necessarily seem like it would successfully play out, because the strength of this wave 4 is actually picking up quite a lot, and I'm starting to believe that, yeah, unless this stops pretty soon, so this movement in the fifth wave completes pretty soon, I would rather be inclined to believe that this was the wave 1 up, this maybe was the wave 2 down here, and now we would be in the overall third wave to the upside within this wave C, where, yeah, instead of looking here for an additional larger 1-2 setup, I would instead only be able to be looking for an A-B setup overall before we continue the movement in the third wave. Now, today we actually broke the resistance that we have been tracking, and especially the 78.6% retracement was quite significant. We had the previous stops in this area all the way through the resistance that we were tracking here actually, and we managed to completely break out of that, and with that we diminished the likelihood of the red scenario quite substantially in my opinion, and that is why we will mainly focus on the white interpretation for now. And in the previous video I was looking here for an AB setup for a support zone, and I provided you this area of support that would allow for direct continuation to the upside in a C wave that would complete the wave 5. Now, before we actually track further how this count is playing out, if this is a 1-2 setup, if it is indeed forming a 5 wave move to the upside where the wave 4 was a triangle, that is also fine. I will focus on this area, on this structure here, although to be honest it will be quite difficult due to this triangle supposedly that formed here to determine the exact top that we should be looking for the fifth wave here to the upside. Now we will of course track the support zones, and as long as the support holds for the uptrend that is still currently developing, we will continue to track higher. And so far, assuming that this was the wave B bottom, we can assume that here we had a few 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 setups, and maybe an additional 1-2 here, where this could be an overall third wave that is developing still to the upside. And within this wave 3, we can even add to the chart here a small count for this idea, and I would be looking at the possibility and considering the possibility that this third wave actually topped here, and in that case I would like to hold the support zone at least for a wave 4 in this scenario. That would be, let's see, between the $406 level down to the $385 level. So a break below the 50% retracement here would be a pretty serious indication that yeah, this overall uptrend is failing, and it could be that it is developing still within a 1-2 setup. We have a bit too many waves, counts, and scenarios here, so let's not have this much just yet and focus here on the shorter time frame. Yeah, if we break below the 50% retracement, it would be a pretty grave indication that either this wave 5 or the overall wave C, the wave 1, everything could be complete, and that we would be looking for a much larger correction and retracement, either within here an AB setup for the C wave up in the third wave, or for a larger correction in a 1-2 setup. So unfortunately it is not the most clear setup in that sense, but this is what we have to deal with at the moment. But before we actually even look here at the support zone for this wave 4, I would even go ahead and consider that maybe this third wave, this overall wave 3, is not complete yet, and instead I could even consider that this is a 1-2, then this is a third wave up, and this third wave could still be ongoing. So let's add a micro support zone in this area, and in this idea I could allow for support to be found a little higher, so it would start at the $409 level, but I would even go as far as to say, I used the incorrect degree, but I would go even as far as saying that not even this third wave is complete, where here in the very microstructure we could get still another 4-5 pattern, and yeah, it would be for a 1-2, a wave 3 up, a wave 4 down, and then a third wave to the upside. Technically the wave 4 can develop as a triangle, and in that case I would not necessarily expect a new low in this area, but I would be overall looking for support zone for this micro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would expect the support to hold the area between the $417 down to the $408 level. Now, I will leave only this very tiny support zone on the chart, and I will remove the one in between because it overlaps severely with the larger support zone that we have here for this deeper wave 4. And for now, there isn't much else to add. These are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.